haven't been doing the routine that you guys are going to see for very long, only for like 2 weeks. I said it when I was on my social media sabbatical. I really like mornings. I like getting up and having time to adjust to being alive. Letting yourself just breathe and make a cup of coffee and chill and look at the sunlight. Make me a cup of coffee every day, sometimes more than one. But I'm working on that because my skin. Most of the time my mornings look like me waking up around 6:30. Paul's at work, my partner. He works third shift. Most mornings he doesn't get home till like 7:15, 7:30. Today he's here early. And I have a vision board on my phone that I check first thing in the morning and right before I go to sleep, because it just kind of like helps put it in your brain. It's a cool little app. I'll put it in the description. I do that and check all my horoscope apps. I can put those in the description as well. I do a little forward fold and a little child's pose to kind of just stretch me out real good. And then I get up and I go about my day. Usually after I'm up moving around, I made my coffee, I'll go sit, read, meditate, till Paul gets home. We'll put on a vinyl, we'll chill. He plays video games. We wait till my son wakes up and then we hang out and play with him for a while until nap time. And then Paul goes to sleep, Breeze takes a nap, I take a nap. If I don't feel like taking a nap, I get stuff done. I don't know how that's gonna go today, we'll see. I'm not doing anything special. Go over here. My cat back there knocking stuff. I have a routine, but it's for me, and I'm not the kind of person who can follow the same routine every day. I have ADHD. I just can't. I can't do that. It's more of a look at how I created my routine. If you're interested, at a later date, probably on Instagram or TikTok, because I feel like it'd be easier, better, I don't know. I wanted you to see what I actually do on just a normal day, and most of the time, honestly, that looks like a lot of nothing. We as humans guilt ourselves for that a lot of times. I'm still learning how not to do that. But anyway, I just, there's nothing wrong with not doing something big and exciting and crazy every day. There's nothing wrong with not having a full schedule. That gives you time. That's a good thing. That's a good thing. That means you have time to do whatever you want. So I'm gonna give you a look at my authentic day as we talk about authenticity, and we'll have a good time. Please ignore my squeaky chair. So I've looked it up, and the definition of authentic is of undisputed origin, or genuine and real. Authenticity is the quality of being genuine or real. To me, being authentic means not hiding any part of myself, because I think that's where a lot of us go wrong being authentic. It's not that we're not being ourselves, it's that we're hiding parts of ourselves. That's what we don't want to do anymore, because when you spend your life hiding parts of yourself, you can never fully enjoy life, because you're not allowing all parts of you to enjoy life. And all parts of you deserve to enjoy life. It's just being real. Just being honest and open, and if that means some people don't like you, so be it. I mean, they probably didn't like you to begin with. They were just being quiet about it. Or they liked you, but they didn't like the real you. And you deserve to be liked by people who like you, not who they want you to be, not an idea they have of you. And now it's not always your friend's fault that they have a different idea of you than who you are. If you're not being your full self, how are they supposed to know? becoming authentic, it's gonna change some of your relationships, it's gonna change how you see yourself, but at the end of it, you end up with much more authentic relationships with people who love you and support you and want you to be the best you that you can be. They're not just supporting a version of you that's going to help them, or supporting someone that they think they know but they don't know at all, so they're not even supporting you in the right ways and they don't know that. Being authentic is more than just showing people who you are. It's about living the life that's meant for you. You can't do that unless you're being you. I too spent 20 something years of my life trying to be something else, like a version of me that was more acceptable and swallowable. And I kept wondering, like, why am I not happy yet? Because I wasn't being me. That's not what I was supposed to do. Yeah, it made those people happy. It made people around me happy or whatever, but it didn't make me happy. And at the end of the day, I'm allowed to care if the things I do are making me happy.
And as silly as that seems, we're not really taught that. At least my generation, I don't feel like was. We were always told to be ourselves, but then society expects us to be their version of ourselves. So we end up not really knowing who we are at all. And I decided to figure it out.
How did I do that? Good question. The hard way. I found it out the hard way. My way. Because that's how I have to do everything. I do everything the hard way. I was never one of those people who could take advice. And I think that's because I had to figure out things the hard way so I could come here and tell you how to not do it. But really, what I did was I let myself try new things. New personas, new aesthetic. I tried like new identities. I tried new clothes, new styles. For a minute I was strictly like rocker goth. Even if, and here's the key, what stops us from doing a lot of this stuff is that we're like, people are gonna think this is so weird. People are gonna think it's so weird that suddenly I'm doing these things, or that I'm trying these things, or I'm posting these things. Who cares? We do. We care. You have to find a way to turn that off, or at least to be like, you know what, like there is a part of me that cares, but that part of me doesn't know how much my love for myself is worth. Outer love's great and all, but the best love comes from here. Once you have the love in here, you won't need the love out there. It won't matter. For a second, just put what other people think back there, like they're gonna think it, and it might bother you. That's okay. Do it anyway. This is your world. But at the end of the day, they can't do anything in your life. You can. I stopped doing things I didn't want to do. Times when you start on journeys like this, it's really hard to be like, what do I want? What do I want? It's like when you're asked a question, you knew the answer 5 seconds before, but now you don't. If that happens to you, if you're like, I don't know what I want, then start by not doing things you don't want to do, or by listing things you don't like, and then don't concentrate on it anymore. Just don't do it. Somebody asks you to go somewhere and you don't want it, no thank you. And even if you're not setting the boundaries yet, even if you still gotta like lie and be like, oh no, like I have a thing, at least you didn't go, you know? At least you made a decision for you, and you didn't do a thing that made you uncomfortable. Even if you had to lie, we'll work on the rest of that later. And then the third thing I did, and I think it's probably the most important, is I started journaling again and teaching myself about like CBT, cognitive behavioral therapy, which you can do yourself. There are apps and stuff too. Journaling Journaling I advocate for so heavily because it causes you to take the things that you're thinking all the thing and putting it down. And when you bring something out of here and you make it physical to where you can look at it, it's so much easier to put together. It's so much easier to look at your thoughts on a page than just constantly having them moving. Because if they're constantly moving, then you're like, well, none of this is solid, none of this is concrete. Like, what do I do? Put it on the paper. Put it on the paper. Make it stand still so you can actually look at it and, you know, figure out what you want to do with all of it, all of those thoughts, all of that. And you don't have to journal in any specific way. I mean, you can bullet journal, you can, I like to write mine like letters to a friend. I have this journal too. It's like my shadow work / work journal. It's kind of both, because I use my shadow work for work. There's different kinds of journaling. It's what the point is, just doing it, just trying, just taking a minute to let your thoughts have their moment. That's important. Okay, well, time to go start enjoying this day. I'm recording for you guys, and I'll check back in a little while and we'll talk about some of the stuff I learned.
I do think it's fair to note that all the cleaning you're about to see isn't something I expect everyone to do every day. It's something I do for me because I find it hard to rest in a messy space. I really appreciate aesthetics and things being, you know, pretty in the way that I want them. It helps me romanticize my life. So that's what I do. I clean. I also have decided to ditch most labels because that doesn't help you be authentic. It kind of keeps you stuck. I started meditating, which helped me watch my thoughts, my emotions. It helped me start listening to my body and setting better boundaries and new, healthier habits. Being authentic isn't always easy. It's gonna hurt sometimes and be very scary, but it's worth it to get the dream that you have always had, to live that life. And you can.
Hello. It is now about 1 o'clock. I am going to put Reese down probably closer to 1:32, just so he sleeps a little better. And then I will also take my little nap. Sorry about the sound of my AC, but we're being authentic, and authentically, I do not have central AC. So we have window units. They are loud. I do not have a good mic yet. I'm working on that. So you're gonna hear my AC. Sorry. But right now, I just wanted to do like a midday check-in, and how this day's going. And it's going good. It's going good. I'm getting a little tired. I typically do this time of day. But yeah, from here, usually I do my, you know, the little cleanup process. I sit down to read. Yeah. And then I take a nap, and we get up from our nap. We decide whether or not we feel like doing fun stuff or not. I am currently in my luteal phase, so I'm tired. I'm tired. So let's get to nap time, and I'll see you guys again after that.
After me and Reese woke up from our respective naps, we walked to my sister's house, who I'm also lucky enough to call my neighbor. And Reese gets to hang out with his cousin. I get to hang out with my best friend, who also happened to share a womb with me at one point. We have a good time. It's a really recharging and fulfilling time for all of us, I like to think. And then when we leave, Reese is good and tired from playing, and I'm tired from having some good interaction, and I go to sleep around 10:30. New day, same video. The honesty of it is that most of the time by nighttime, I'm like, no, I don't have the energy to film anymore. So this is me coming back the next day and giving you the conclusion to our talks on authenticity. To remind you that like it takes time, you know, like this isn't something that you should expect yourself to master overnight. It's not beating yourself up for not getting it right every day doesn't help you. You know, that only makes you feel bad. If you don't get it right one day, if you catch yourself doing it, at least you caught yourself, and now you can just try to be better tomorrow. And changing, you know, those inner narratives that are like, this is weird. What are people gonna think about me? It doesn't matter. It can't affect your journey. If anything, you're affecting theirs. Even if they don't think positive things at first, they may think about it later and be like, you know what? That triggered me so bad because I wasn't allowing myself to be that free. And you'll find that a lot of people, when they dislike you on this journey, it's because they're not allowing themselves to be authentic. That hurts you. Like, that's not good for you. We're supposed to be ourselves. We are all exactly who we're supposed to be, where we're supposed to be. But if we don't like it, if we're like, well, I don't like who I am right now, I'm mean, I'm bitter, you can change it. It's your reality. That's the only thing you can control. The only thing you can change is you. Listen to yourself, notice those thoughts, and try to switch them around. You can do that. You can do that. And that's what I love about humans too, is we're all so unique and versatile and different, and yet we can, you know, take those unique viewpoints and realities and experiences and help someone who doesn't know us at all that has a similar problem. That's so beautiful. That's so cool. That's what I love about the human experience. We're all just here learning. We're all just trying to be our best so we can find the people that love us best. Once you see that and you can start accepting that, it becomes a little bit easier to start accepting everything else. When you become authentically yourself, you'll also start accepting the people around you for who they authentically are instead of who you've made them in your reality. I mean, we're all guilty of doing that, but it's a lot easier to see, like when someone's being themselves, when you've had to go through the journey of finding yourself. As long as you are making a conscious effort every day, as long as you're trying, you're doing your best for each given day, and your best is going to be different on every day. Like, as long as you're doing that, you're okay. You did your best. Also decided to start doing a weekly journal prompt and a weekly affirmation for you to look back on. And I'll post more about them on YouTube and my other platforms through the week. This week's journal prompt is, if I magically stopped caring what other people think, like if I just magically didn't care anymore, what are the first 5 things I'd do? Get a piece of paper if you don't have a journal, get out the notes app on your phone, or write down the question, and then, you know, write 1 through 5. Do one of them. Just do one of them and pretend you've magically stopped caring, because you can do that. You're allowed to do that. I don't know who told us that, like, as adults we can't pretend anymore, but that's how I get through my day. I'll pretend. I pretend I'm on a reality show. I'm doing some big mission. I make it exciting for myself or easier for myself with my imagination, and you're allowed to do that. Why don't we do that more? Your weekly affirmation is, I deserve to be loved and seen for who I truly am, because you do. And you can say, oh, well, there's this part of me that's like really mean sometimes. Well, then think about that part of you. It's there for a reason. If there is a part of you that's mean sometimes, does that part of you come up when you feel threatened? Does that part of you come up when you're jealous? Does it come up when you drink? And you can start looking at those habits and things, take that away. That meanness isn't bad. That meanness is defending you from something. You just gotta take away what it's defending you from. Don't forget to tune in next week. We'll be going on a hike. I figured that'd be a fun thing to do for a do hard things video. We'll talk about doing hard things, from something as simple as like taking a shower on a day you don't want to move, to taking accountability for things that it really sucks to take accountability for, that you'd really rather pretend is not your fault. Because we all have to do that. And if you can't take accountability for those things, if you never take a shower, I mean, do I really have to tell you what happens when you do that? I don't think so. You guys are smart. That'll be really fun. Well, I hope that this helped a lot. Don't forget to like and subscribe if it did. I would love to see you every week. Of course, I'm just starting this channel, so like it's not woo yet, but I'm getting there, guys. I've been planning, I'm plotting. I'm very excited about this. I'm very happy to be here with you. Comment something that you love about yourself. Comment something that you haven't told anyone yet that you like about you. You know, something funny you do that you want to embrace more. Whatever you want, just comment. You can say, if you want. Please don't though. I'm a little sensitive. It would probably hurt my feelings. Love you. Thank you for being here with me. I genuinely am so grateful for each and every one of you, for any amount of time that you shared your energy with me and you took time to try to learn and try to grow. Until next time, beans. Mwah.